Morning, ladies. How you doing? So let's get started. So today we're gonna do the hip and knee. So one thing about this, I know some of you asked for knee, some of you asked for hip, but I'm here to tell you in general, whatever you're doing to prevent injury in the hip, you are already built in doing a lot of your injury prevention for the knee as well. Okay? So I just wanted to clarify that, yes, there are some stability and balance things that would, in addition, help with the knee, as would it do the hip, as would it help the core. So all of this is so interconnected. So if you have a lingering knee or hip issue and you want to do some of these exercises, don't forget about the core. So continue to train your core, okay? I hope I didn't get started too quick. I just wanted to get going because I know I'm starting super late with this again. But we have some ladies with us. Hello, Suzanne, Nay, and Rachel. Hey girls, what's up? So happy to have you here. All right, so with that, so again, everything works together. So if you want to prevent hip and knee injury, don't forget about the core stuff too. And of course, there's tons of core exercises. They're not just the ones I gave you. I'm just trying to package up a few that I feel like fit really well together, that give you just what you need, give you just enough if you want to fine tune and really focus in addition to the other stuff you do. So the exercises I'm giving you aren't meant to be like, do these and do only these. But, you know, some of you are really into weightlifting and running and, other conditioning exercises outside of your jiu-jitsu training. So please don't stop those things, unless you're having pain. Obviously, if you have pain, then you need to scale back and figure out what's going on. But these are meant to give you some insight on how to fine-tune and focus in on stabilizer muscles, muscles that get missed, and muscles that are super important to help the joints stay healthy, stay strong, and prevent straining and injury, okay? So maybe next week I'll add in a little bit more of stretching, okay? Because I haven't touched a whole lot on stretching, but I truly believe that adding yoga stretching and just straight up stretching is a game changer for your game, for your jiu-jitsu game, okay? And this is a great time to work on flexibility as well. So injury prevention includes flexibility, so we're gonna do that next week with everything else that we do that's so super fun, okay? So just a lot, before I get started, I just wanted to mention again, any comments you guys give or any suggestions or hopes, dreams you have for the group or for these solo drills or for conditioning or whatever, please comment and let me know. I want to communicate with you. I'm hoping over time that this becomes a forum for us all to be super open with each other and just tell me what you think. I'm open to having suggestions from you guys. I want to bring so much value, and I want this to be, my dream for this group is it to be just this like local center, a center for jiu-jitsu information, for health information, so you can learn more about your body and how to make your training more effective, how to make your training more, just bring more to you and your health and your understanding of how to keep you training through the years. So any comments and suggestions you give are highly welcome, and I hope to hear more from you over the time that we spend together. I know sometimes it takes a while to comment or feel comfortable putting your own opinions out there, but I'm open, and I am a firm believer on keeping this group positive and advertisement free, promotion free. I want this to be all about us connecting and learning and being positive with each other, creating some, maybe we get into some discussions that have opposing opinions, and that's fine, but my goal for this group is to keep it positive, high energy, open, non-judgmental, and really great. So, but as promised, I will create a day for us, just like I did the Wonder Woman Wednesday. I hope you guys like that. I love Wonder Woman. I'm sure you guys all do too, but as a little girl, I used to take that wishbone and like on the turkeys, on the chickens that we would have, and every single time I wished to be Wonder Woman. Every time, hands down. So she was my fave. I love her. So I thought, why not bring her into the group, because she's powerful, she's everything, and so are we. And so Wednesday is dedicated to you and all the things that you do that are great in a day. even if that week you only did like one thing that you thought was positive, tell us about it because we want to encourage you. So, but like I said, I will probably have like maybe a promotional Friday, a Friday where we have like a fun Friday where you tell me everything that you do outside of jiu-jitsu. Maybe we, I'm just brainstorming here and totally getting off topic, but maybe we have a day where you can then put like maybe somebody you want to promote, or you want to promote yourself, or you want to sell something, or you want to guide us to a site that you think would be super cool for technique or gear or anything. So we'll do that we'll have one day designated for that, or maybe we'll just do that once a month. But I do want to celebrate all that you have, because we are all so super excited about our sport, and I want to value that, and I want to know all that you have, but I also want to keep this group not overdrawn with those types of posts, so that so nobody misses anything, and so everybody sees all the things that may benefit them. Okay, so that's enough of that, and we're gonna move on. So let's do the solo drilling for today. So today, actually, you might need a couch cushion or build up a bunch of pillows. Like, I don't know, like just get all your bed pillows and put them on the ground and stack them up on top of each other. I'm lucky enough to have had a little gymnast in the house at one time, so I kept all the mats. So, I mean, she's still little, but she dances now. She did do a year of jiu-jitsu though, so I didn't let her go without that. But, so I have the gymnastics mats, so I'm gonna use them. But, and then actually this mat here that I'm gonna use at one point, this here, we just got these little cheapy things at IKEA. So that's something to keep in mind for later. I don't know if they deliver right now. I have not looked into that, but these are like just, kind of cheap. But if you just want to grab something quick, these mats are fine. So I'm going to use this stacked up for one of the drills today. Okay? So for the first drill, we're going to work on a step up and twist. So this would be applicable in a situation where you're in somebody's closed guard, so you'd be here. And maybe you want to step up, maybe you want to hop up. I'm not sure I usually do that. I don't have the best knees, so I don't usually hop up when I'm in somebody's guard, and I rarely actually stand, but I know that it's a good one. So we don't want to ignore that. So for the step up and twist, you're just going to step up as if you were in someone's guard and you were trying to step up, and then as you come up, you're going to twist, okay? So you're going to twist. It improves your base, but it takes them out of, it kind of helps prevent their ability to grab your ankles and push you down, because you're taking it's almost like their leg is here and you're pushing into it like this. Okay, so you're taking one of their legs and you're really driving into it and locking up their hip. Okay, so we're going to work that in a drill form. So you're here. You can hop into it if you want to make it more of a cardio exercise. So, or you can here, and turn. You can go here first if you want. Turn, okay? So you're turning the foot too. Turning hip and foot, okay? So that's the first drill. Second drill, I'm actually going to use the mat for. So this is where you can use the couch cushion, pillows. So you want to have something that you can drive into. The cushions on the couch might be a little firmer. It might be better for you to use those. So, okay, so you're going to put your head down, shoulder onto the mat or cushion, whatever you're using, wrapping around the other side, and then I'm going to hop over and then switch and do the same thing on the other side, okay? Many of you have probably done that drill before, but it's a good one. So there's that one. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I put down how many to do. So maybe do, 20 of each is just a really good, solid number. Listen to your body as always. If you feel like that's too much or too little, modify it. So just do as many as you need to get a workout. So, okay, so the next one is a bounce up. So we need toe mobility. We need to be mobile on our toes, okay? Wait a second. We have some ladies joining us. Jill, good morning. Karina and Sarah. Oh, thanks. Actually, the shirt, if you want to know, the shirt, I one at the role model camp last year. Role model camp was awesome. I am unfortunately, well, now with everything going on, but before that, I'm unfortunately not able to go this year. I'm super bummed about it. Role model camp was amazing. And they do all these free giveaways and everything. So this was the shirt I picked out at the free giveaway. It's super light and it's soft and I love it. So that's where I got it. Okay, so, hey Cassandra. Okay, so what were we doing? The bounce drills. So you want to be mobile on your toes for jiu-jitsu. This is a great time to kind of work that. So you can get in a plank position here and just hop up and back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? So you're pulling, don't forget to pull from your core, your pelvic floor. I'm always gonna remind you on that, so keep that tight, okay? So if you wanna make this a little tougher, you can do 1 foot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Jill, this is for you. You always wanna make it harder, right, babe? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next, we're gonna do just some of the hip strengthening that I promised. So, like I said in the beginning, I don't think by any means these are the only exercises you have to do for your hips, but if you're looking to zero in and focus on some super important muscles that get missed, then these exercises are great for that. So, the muscles that I'm referring to are your gluteus medius and minimus. So you have your big butt cheek muscle, which is your gluteus maximus. And then you have smaller stabilizer muscles that come from here and attach into your hip. And when you walk and when you stand on one leg, those muscles kick in to support your hip joint. Those muscles get weak if they're not specifically worked. And if you have other mechanical issues in your body, like for me, instance, I have very tight hip flexors. And if you have a tight hip flexor, and you take a step and you're walking, this hip can't go back behind that leg, your body as far as it would need to, so then your glutes don't work as well, and your glute med min doesn't kick in as much. So through your life and just through poor mechanics from different things going on in your personal body, things break, things get weaker. So here, I know it's just a simple little movement, but that really, those muscles are really needed for hip stability, okay? So tack on resistance, heavy weight work, or fast maneuverability work like we do. And if those muscles aren't kicking in for you, you're gonna have a lot of grinding and irritation on the joint and tissues around the capsule, okay? So the gluteus medius and minimus is actually part of your core, and it's a super important group of muscles to work, okay? So the exercises I'm gonna show you right now are going to specifically target that. The reason I explained it is because I feel like if you know why you're doing something, if you know where you should be feeling it, your exercises will be 100% better. So when we're doing these raises, I want you to feel it here, okay? Not the big, not the front, not down the leg, but here. So it's like this upper butt back behind the hip a little bit, so you're like here, okay? You'll feel it. You'll for sure feel it. And that's where I want you to feel it with every raise, okay? So with these leg raises, so you can straighten the bottom leg or bend it. I just personally like bending it. So along with these leg raises and hip exercises, I want you to incorporate the core, okay? Don't ever forget about the core. So I taught you that first because here you're going to incorporate the pelvic floor squeeze, that nice tight transverse abdominis. You're going to hold that the whole time you're working. If you lose this, you need to take a break because the core is super important. If you have a loose, weak core, then your exercises are going to be all over the place, and then you're going to be driving into the back. You're going to be just irritating everything. So, and you're not going to get what you need out of the exercise. So as I'm lifting, I'm tightening, pelvic floor's tight, stomach's tight, and I'm lifting up and down. Seems like a simple leg lift, right? But what I want you to do is feel it here, okay? I want you to feel that glute med min activating, all right? I don't want you to feel it in the front. So if you're feeling it in the front, then your toes rotated up too much. I should probably go here. If your toes rotated up to the ceiling, then you'll feel it more in the front of the leg. If you rotate it forward, maybe even down a little bit, bring the leg more in line with your body, then you'll feel that glute activate, that glute med min, that top upper butt and back behind the hip. So you want to drive into that. Keep driving into that. Everything's tight here, okay? So you'll do about 20 of those. You will be surprised how little they take to really fatigue when you zero in and focus on them. Then you're going to bring it in front, and you're going to do 20 here. And again, you'll feel it there because you'll already be tired from the other ones. And then here, you're going to bring it back, drive into those hip muscles, find them again, stay there, and you're going to do 20 circles forward, 20 circles back. On the description, I put CW and CCW is just clockwise and counterclockwise, okay? So back and forth. You will burn it out, okay? So I do suggest you go back and do that. The day that I gave you guys those 3 stretches, the pigeon stretch was on there. Do that as a follow-up. That would be great. Actually, I'm going to show you one more too at the end of this video that'll help really stretch out that because you're going to burn it out and it'll be good to have a stretch afterward. Okay, so there's that. So let's take it up a notch and get standing because when you weight bear onto those muscles with one leg, like I said, when that one leg is you're standing on the one leg, you really kick it in, and that's when you really, really need it. Okay, so I'm going to do it here, and I want to encourage you guys to really, like I said, listen to your body, know what your body can do. If you feel off balance with this exercise, or if you feel knee pain or hip pain, I want you to I'm going to walk through that a little bit, but I also want you to hold on to something while you're doing it. So if you feel like you can do this without a chair, go ahead. But if you're all over the place, it's not effective. I want you to drive into these muscles and really be able to focus in. Body position is everything with it. So if you're just trying to be, tough about it and not use a chair, it really doesn't benefit you for these exercises. So sometimes I even feel like I have to hold on to something. Try it both ways. Try without and then try with. And you'll find that as you get more controlled with your lowering and back up, if you're holding on to something, you actually will feel the exercise more, okay? So what I'm going to do first is a back lunge. So you're just, and why I like backward lunges is a lot less stressful on the knees than a forward lunge. I'm not a huge fan of forward lunging because a lot of times forward lunging, what that does is it takes this lower leg, it translates it forward, and it's really hard on the knee joint, the patellar tendon on the front, and your ligaments inside, okay? So your tibia, this bottom bone, ends up having this shear force this way because you have to kind of stop it as it's coming forward. And a lot of times people just drive too far forward with that knee and end up with a lot of unnecessary shearing because they just want to do lunging. So this is a really good way to do lunging without shearing forward with that tibia. So I'm going to hold for now just so I can show you effectively. All right, so I'm just going to take my back leg, bring it back, and then I'm just going to basically lunge. Okay, so I'm just backward lunging, back stepping, and then coming to. But when I come to, I'm only going to touch my toes because I want a lot of the force driving into that glute med min, okay? And as I come forward, I'm going to actually bring my gluteus maximus into it and try to pull through into it and drive through the glute. How many? So if you want to count how many times I touch my own butt during this video, I guess we'll figure out something for like a winner. So comment how many times you think I'm touching my own butt because I just realized it'll be a lot. Okay, so I'm going to drive down like here and then here. So by driving through the glute, I mean you're here and then you're driving through. Okay, I exaggerated just now because I don't want you to hurt your back. But you're going to drive through so you really feel it. After doing those leg raises on the side, you will feel your butt, okay? So you're just here. Try not to be too straight up. What that does is it puts too much emphasis on the back leg. You want the pressure through the front leg, pressure through the heel, and you want your glute to fire, right? You'll feel it in your quad too. So by coming forward a little bit and doing that little forward bend through the hip, you'll get your glute to activate more, you'll kick it in, okay? So it should look on a faster version like this. Okay? And like I said, you can let go of the chair if you want, but I would say start with that. let go of it, try it, and see how much more effective you feel like the exercise is. So, okay, so then after that, to really get that glute kicking in, the opposite leg can lift. Like I said, when you're in a single leg stance position, that gluteus medius and minimus have to really kick in for that hip stability. Sit tall into that hip, okay? So you're back, and then you're driving way through, okay? You will just feel it. If you tighten those muscles and you know where you should be feeling it, lift that leg and you pull into it, boom, that will just like kick in. You should feel it there, okay? So you're here, boom, push through, drive it, okay? So there's that one. Next, this one gets a little bit tricky, but it's super effective. If you feel like it's hurting your knee or you just can't get it, just skip it, okay? Because the one I just showed you will be plenty. The side-lying ones and the one we just did will be a huge help for your hip if you're doing that regularly. So don't feel like you have to do this next one if you can't get it. This can be tricky, but I feel like it's too good to not show you. So I'm actually going to show you. Okay, so I'm actually just going to show you this way first. So you're here. So you're still taking the same principles as of the lunging, but instead of lunging back straight, you're going to lunge to the side, okay? So then you're going to come up and touch your toe. And what you're going to do is you're going to pop your hip out a little bit because I want you to feel, when you drive through, that you feel that glute med min kick in, okay? So it's like this and here. Same thing, drive it through, okay? But don't hurt your back to do that. So your knee should stay behind your toe when you're doing this. Okay, so it's from the side, I'm here. So I'm not coming like way like that, I'm here, all right? And actually, the little moving men, those little sliders that I had, would actually work good for this because you could just slide it and then back, slide it and back. So you could use those here too. Or just hold on to the chair. This is another, obviously, going to be a good stability thing. You're going to really drive into the muscles if you hold it like this and back. Okay? Now, for that extra challenge here, hip up. So you'll feel as you bring your knee up that they have to kick in more, okay? So you're here and hipping up. Can't see anything that I have. Okay, so driving in. If you want to kind of, helps a little bit to put your hands there for stability too, but I would say just use the chair if you need stability. Okay? So, okay, so that will be super strengthening for the glute med min, the necessary muscle to help keep the hip very strong and safe. So the next few things I want to go over are more conditioning, more plyometric, more high energy, but still super effective for keeping the hips very conditioned and very strong, okay? The other thing about these are, with jiu-jitsu, we don't do a lot of hopping. We don't do a lot of compressive, like quick jolting through the body, I guess, in another way, or the bones more in particular. And doing little hops or plyometric jumps done safely, done without pain, can be very effective for improving bone growth, stimulating bone growth, especially for women as we go through the years. That's a super important thing to remember. Strength training is helpful for our bone growth, and as is the higher intensity jumping and getting some compressive forces through your bones, okay? So done in a very safe, pain-free way, absolutely. So I'm going to show you some of that today. Just a couple easy things you could do, and you don't even have to squat as low as I'm going to squat. I'll show you different, variations and modifications. So the first one is going to be, I'm just going to go through them and show you just kind of one by one, but I will talk about the form a little bit first. So the first one is a squat hop, and we did a little bit of this. It kind of starts with that chair pose in yoga that we did in the 5-day challenge. So you're going to start in that chair pose, and then you're just going to hop up into it. Okay, so that's the first one. Then I'm going to show you how you can put that in with a burpee. Then we're going to do some frog jumps. Then I'm going to show you a modification for all of this, because if you're working on this because you have current knee issues, you really need to be careful, and you really need to not cause pain with these. You don't need to jump into high-level exercises and things that you can't modify without pain. All of these lunge activities I showed you today, they can be modified by just not going down as far, okay? So just don't go down as far. Don't feel like you have to push. Please don't push into pain. This is not the kind of pain you push through. So modify by not going as far into the lunging and the squatting, okay? You can still effectively work things, and then you can work on getting lower or not. Just work on these glute med min and your core, and I swear you'll be giving yourself so much. So, okay, so then, and then at the very end, if I don't remember, please somebody remind me. I want to show you one more stretch for that, the outer hips here. Okay, so so the first one is that squat hop. So you want to make sure you want to make sure you get it set up properly so that you don't hurt yourself. So start by reviewing the components of that chair pose. So my legs are about hip width apart for this. And then I'm going to tighten the pelvic floor, draw in the core, sit back, okay, into that nice chair pose. Go as low as you can without pain and without compromising the knees coming over the toes, okay? So remember, when you come into that chair pose, the knees don't go very far. The knees translate almost nothing, okay? Maybe like an inch forward they go. So I'm tight, everything's tight. So from here, I'm just gonna add a little hop. So you're gonna bring the knees up and then down, okay? And I even came too far forward, so watch that. Stabilize yourself, hop again. Keep it little bits. Just this little bit is fine. Okay? So you don't have to go real far with it. You can add a burpee into that, okay? So you could be here, and I get into my good squat position. I go down, back, up, here, okay? Or not, you can just do the burpee without the hop, okay? So down, back, and then you can come up here and then do a little one. You can break it up like that and make it very doable, very manageable. All right, if you can't like string it all together. So the next one is a frog hop, okay? So you're wider with this. You're coming down. Don't bring your chest too far forward like I just did, okay? So we're gonna try to keep it wide, and that'll be more conditioning, a little bit more of the quad work for sure, and you'll get your butt too, okay? So same rules, don't let your knees go over your toes. On the side. I have to keep looking, make sure my knees aren't going over toes. Okay, so let me think here. I don't think this is gonna be very safe for me to show you. So I think I'm just gonna attempt to take you to the kitchen sink. So the modification for all of this, if you feel like the lunging I showed you is too much, you're having knee pain, if you just can't, if the modification is too much, I'm gonna show you something you can do, okay? My rubber band set up, and we're gonna go over here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get this right. How's everybody doing this morning? All right, is this gonna work? I would rather show you at a true kitchen sink here. Okay, so with the kitchen sink squats, it gives you something to hold on to. It gives you a counter force, okay? So you can really focus in on form, glute work, quad work, without knee pain, driving through the heels, and driving through the glutes, okay? So I'm gonna show you that right now, I think. Oh yeah, this will be good. Okay, so I'm holding the inside of the sink, okay? So just like that. I'm actually standing fairly close to it. Don't start real far away. Just stand where you're kind of comfortable, all right? And then same principles as that chair squat. You're gonna sit back a little farther though with this, because you can, because the sink's gonna be your support. So you're gonna sit back here, okay? So my knees are not over my toes. My butt is not sitting like this. I'm actually here. So you're gonna pop your butt back just a little bit so you're in a neutral spine. Tight core, tight pelvic floor. I feel my glutes kicking in, my quads, pressure through the heel, okay? Not the toes. So I can hold this here for about 10 seconds, and I can drive in, back, hold for 10, drive in, and back. Actually, a little thing you could do, if you have any of that stretchy band, that TheraBand, you could put a band around your knees when they're together so that they're tense when you spread them apart, and then use that here. That'll be an extra boost for the glute med men, okay? Okay, oh, the stretch, I didn't forget. Unbelievable, I always forget stuff. Okay, so if you can coordinate this stretch, this is a really good one. Hey Kathleen, hey Caitlin, Koa, hey, it's nice to see you guys this morning. Love it. Okay, so what just happened there? Oh, I think somehow shoot. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this stretch, when you're here, pop out one knee, take that same hand, take it on the inside of that knee, and then you're going to open up like this, okay? If you pop that hip out a bit, you'll get a nice stretch on that side, a little bit more than the pigeon will give you. Okay, let me see if I can. I finally ordered an iPad stand because the rubber bands on my iPad with a ribbon behind it is starting to get a little tough to manage. Okay, so, whatever. So you guys get the idea. All right, so I could be headless for a second. Here, okay? Looks like this. So I went from here, I kind of popped my hip out a little bit into it, okay? And that really can give you a good stretch there. And then you can come into it here. Open up, it'll give you a good thoracic stretch. I love this stretch, it feels so good. Gets a lot of different stuff. 30-second holds on your stretches, okay? Okay, girls, we did it again. So, your solo drills, your hip strengthening. Like I said, next week I'll continue with the solo drills on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I will add in stretching a little bit more next week, okay? So that you can, giving you lots of strengthening and conditioning work, but let's take it down and get a little bit more into some stretching next week, okay? So you'll be well-rounded and ready to go when we can finally get back. I wish you guys all the best. Stay positive. Stay focused on all the awesome things around you. More time with your family, more time to yourself. Get outside. Let's just it's going to get harder, but please just keep focusing on all the positive things. Stay active with drilling. If you feel like you just can't do anything that day, just get on the floor and do one thing. Just do some bridges. Get down and maybe get in like 20 push-ups. Just do something that day. Just to keep your spirits high, keep your eyes set on the end goal. We'll get out of this, we will, and we can do it together. And so let's keep the energy high in our group, energy positive, and encouraging each other. Send pictures of yourself doing this. We want to see it. I love seeing you guys do this at home. It totally motivates me, and it shows me that everybody else out there is doing something too. And on a day where I maybe feel like I don't want to do anything, then I see those pictures, I go scroll through them, and it totally motivates me and gets me like ready to go for the day. So thank you for your pictures, those of you who've sent them in so far, and I look forward to seeing more of them. You guys have an awesome day, and get ready, because today later I'm going to make a huge announcement. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be like just spinning us off into such a cool thing for this group. I can't wait. All right, so I will see you guys next week, probably on Monday, and look for the announcement later. Okay? We'll see you guys. Bye.